pool of solidarity. Tell the government to our country them to live it, make we manage it. Check we and the kill we. Sing. Me and the crew, we're on another level. It's in with a new sound. Me and the crew, we're on another level. It's in with a new sound. Tell you brother we no come here. I could have never the one they name Governor General. I could do PG because the boy the nano girl. I think to run the country and not to run the country. Skate like we never vote for free. This is the man and massive game and now guys all have to sit. Pull it low. They feel like we fuck up 3 soldiers and 2 guardies. When me remember how them kill Jim and Clady. When them kill Barbie and me mother say Lardy. Them don't play to kill me up. Celebrate and pat low. Vivian Blake run money upon everybody. And them export the shower man and him party. But all the rascal Jamaica extradite Yardy when America. Now extradite John Gotti. Scotland, you know, sister, them a pay fuckery. Them just 6 for day, I escape daily. But if not this the president, yo, select your now mix me right. How you want to flap amongst the big man? Bounty killer. Why you kill them the one about the police, them we are killing the innocent youth them. Like what them kill one of the 70s and one of them will be. Tell me about them. Yo, so me go so then 1, not just certain policeman. 2, was them in the full suit of blue. 3, but not kill is DC. The one that the jump when he mic up and me was a fall. Them are really jerk in the ball. Yo.
Chilling with.
First, I tell my come on, let's start, as I said. So the words I used as one of my last way for sure. What I mean, as what I said, potent, it means influence. Well,
influence, yeah.
Yeah, the man said can't lead the people like Jesus.
You think him innocent or guilty?
That youth is a free-handed youth. May I tell you, the man will say, yo, I need a bike and a bike game. You see me say, if a man shot behind Kartel back home, he will just box down the man there. You see me, and Kartel don't even know nothing about it, but a Kartel can get the blame feet at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You see me, so, in a film thing, star, yeah, you know what I mean? Come on, no have Kartel fair. Take nothing, have beat no man and all them way there and all them things. Kartel a big coward in Jamaica, I know that, you know. Me I tell you that, you know. Me and Kartel in jail, me have to stay and then I get bail, I couldn't even come out lesson. I want to the man, I make nobody fool in the man. I lie them, I tell upon the man. He's not so brave.
Let's talk now about Roach, the producer. Roach, you got a big song with Sean Paul, a huge international hit with Sean Paul. And you Platinum song with Sean Paul. You know what I mean? And then you come back again now and you get the biggest rhythm for 2011 last year.
How am I doing?
Yeah, I mean, what is it? How Roach always managed to find the thing them, sir?
You hear a variety already, but you have to choose. You know, just listen to sound. You could hear the kick bad and rare, but sometimes you know, listen for.
Burn? Annoying.
Take the hair out your hair.
Spilling the beans, Kartel associate turns on the teacher, alleging death threats and painting a picture of a DJ out of control.
Hi, I'm Denise Hunt. Bad vibes. His one-time business partner is now spilling the beans about a friendship gone sour. And where exactly is Kartel going to do his best of the best live set via satellite now that he's been locked out of the building? We hear it's Club Jamaica in Runaway Bay. And to make matters worse, ER understands Ja Vinci is about to say sayonara to Gaza. Looks like Kartel is on the ropes, not that he hasn't been there before.
Listen to me now. It's a question that I will.
There's been threats made on my life. Things set in play. I have to let the public know.
He called you up and said what?
If I can diss him, I'm gonna die the same day. You understand? He said, Corey, blah, blah, blah. If you think you could diss me, you're dead, you know. You could tell any embassy, you could tell any police, you're dead.
You think Vybz Kartel is capable of doing you physical harm?
Him personally, no, because he's a coward. But the people around him, yes.
What do you think somebody could do? I mean, somebody would come and shoot you.
Gunshot. Simple.
So what are these people around Vybz Kartel?
Listen to me, Anthony, right? That's not my job, you know. I'm not a snitch, or what Jamaica would say, an informer. But at the end of the day, I know certain things, you know. And he wanted to get rid of me because of greed and... When I met him at first, no, but he's changed.
And what changed him?
I think his ego, money, the S-class, which is very strange. I don't know how a car changes a person, but it did. But I don't know.
Is it true that Ja Vinci is going to be the next person to leave?
You're not easy, you know. You're not easy.
See a dancer party, mad thing man, Empire way. See right now them they just walk in.
The party get drastic, get some street vibes, rum from that quick, get some sanitary cup in the plastic bag.
Jano, somebody get high. Jeffrey.
Oh my gosh, welcome to the show. Right now hanging out with us, we've got the one and only, formerly known as Gaza Kim, now known as Kim, K-Y-M. Welcome to the show, Kim.
Hi, thank you for having me.
All right, now let's talk about that day and that incident. Now, I was being told that involved you and your brother. Is that correct?
Yes.
Now, what started this verbal part of this incident? What started the argument?
Well, I don't know. I was told that I informed by Kartel and the truth, I didn't know what I informed about.
You were told?
I was told to come to the studio 9 o'clock sharp, and on the day that the incident happened. And I went up there because I was prepared to do music because I didn't know what to expect on that day, but I was prepared to do music. And about 1 o'clock, me and my brother, I was there and I just started to get beaten. And I don't know what and why.
And this was at the studio?
Yes, and from that day I don't go back to the studio.
Now, attackers?
Yes.
How many of them were there?
There was 4 of them.
Were any of them artists?
Artists, no, none of them were artists.
Only one was an artist?
None of them were artists.
None of them were artists. So no one who hit you was an artist?
None of them.
Okay. Now, it was also alleged in the press and in the paper that this attack that was dictated to you was done by order of an alleged artist. Do you know, or can you tell me if there's any truth to that rumor?
I don't know. I don't know. Really and truly, I don't know.
All you know is that you were called and you were told you informed on Kartel. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
And you were
when I was called, I wasn't told that I'm going to be
beaten up, assaulted. Right now,
I was just told to come to the studio.
Now, when you arrived at the studio, there were no words spoken? Nothing was said?
No.
Nothing at all. Now, when the attack happened, I mean, if you can even remember, what, if anything, was going through your mind?
What was going through my mind was just to get out of here.
And how were you able?
Because when they were finished.
So until they were finished, there was nothing you can do. About how long did this assault last? Do you remember?
I think I got sick for about I think it's about 6 or 10 minutes it lasted for. About that, or 10 or so.
About 10 minutes. And your brother was also a part of this assault?
Mm-hmm. When he left, I was beaten again, but not for too long.
When your brother left, they beat you again?
Mm-hmm.
Did your brother leave because they forced him to leave?
They told him that he was supposed to leave, and I told him to leave also.
Did you tell him to leave because you feared for your brother?
Yes, because I was scared for him.
Never call upon God to get rid of him. Crosses. Thank you, Jesus. Me get rid of the boy there. Get rid.
Oh, wow. She's been looking for an insight in that data forever. Oh.
Hi.
I'm gonna find it.
Did you tell her about Sapphire?
No, I thought you did.
From very early on Thursday, March 13, 2014, the police instituted pedestrian and vehicular restrictions in downtown Kingston as hundreds of Vybz Kartel's fans gathered for a verdict. After 65 days of trial, delayed starts, 24 prosecution witnesses, and 6 for the defense, Justice Lennox Campbell turned over the matter to the 11-member jury at 3:45 p.m. Outside the courtroom, there was tension, and in Kartel's hometown too, in the Waterford community of Portmore they call Gaza City.
Yeah, sir, we also live. Yeah, it's a Kartel, we also live. Right, that's it. World boss! World boss! Citizens of Portmore, please clear the road.
After 1 hour and Thursday, April 3, voters congregate in the precincts of the Home Circuit Court in downtown Kingston for the sentencing of dancehall artist Vybz Kartel and his 3 co-convicts. 3 weeks ago, they were found guilty for the 2011 murder of Clive Lizard Williams. Inside the courtroom, there were pleas for the judge to be lenient, and outside, affirmation for the dancehall artist.
A Kartel a killer, we say, I didn't teach her, now they got him teach him, a real teacher.
But one woman would end on the wrong side of the law. She was arrested after being found with an offensive weapon and uttering indecent language.
If she will tell the policeman in indecent language, don't you see the lady is a mentally disturbed woman? She's mentally disturbed. The police, they mentally mad to like the woman.
If I was as talented as Kartel is talented, I would never be there. The law system is right, because they know the lizard a killer. Everybody knows the lizard a killer. Everybody who do the law, them know that. Enough people lizard kill. So them shouldn't send the Kartel to prison. Just feel them I get 25 years. Well, I'm a visit them, I give man 25 years.
And God will stay alone, we left it in God hand today.
Back in the details of these and other stories coming up after the break. Has described as harsh the sentence handed down to the convicts. On Thursday morning, Justice Lennox Campbell sentenced the men to life in prison. Vybz Kartel is to serve 35 years before he becomes eligible for parole. Andre St. John is to serve 30 years, while Sean Storm Campbell and Kyra Jones will serve 25 years each before they're eligible for parole. Attorney Miguel Lawrence said he found the sentences excessive, but said he is anticipating exoneration on appeal.
We have spoken, the judge have spoken, and we now look forward to the Court of Appeal putting their stamp on the situation. We are hoping that in this regard, that the appeal will come up certainly within a year or so.
There was something said about him not pleading or not asking for leniency. What was that all about?
Essentially what he did is he maintained his innocence. What the judge had asked for is if there were any mitigating factors that we should submit on his behalf. Our position is very simple. He is a good father. He is an entertainer and has displayed good character thus far, and those things should have been taken into account. In addition to the fact that he has a clean record, at the end of all of that, he has instructed us to indicate that he is innocent and he will be appealing the sentence.
And if the appeals court upholds the convictions, the men will leave prison as senior citizens. Vybz Kartel, now 38 years old, would be in prison up to 73 years old. Earned of a sentence. JetBlue flight that made an emergency. It was a highly anticipated judgment.
I'm now ask Christ him for free today.
Feeling great, overwhelming, excited like everyone else.
How the Court of Appeal would rule 6 years to the day since dancehall artist Vybz Kartel and his 3 co-accused were sentenced to life in prison for the 2011 murder of Clive Lizard Williams.
Certain things actually bigger than we, so I have to load up. I understand the law you do them have to deal with, but honestly from my heart right there, so I wrote.
Every man deserves a second chance. Free world boss.
In Kingston, one of Kartel's attorneys sat behind her desk, awaiting a call from the appeal court for the judgment via conferencing.
Renita Roberts, the Queen's Counsel, representing Mr. Palmer.
Elsewhere in Kingston, another of Kartel's attorneys, Tom Tavares Finson, was also by his phone, and so too Bert Samuels, the attorney for co-convict Sean Storm Campbell.
The Registrar of the Supreme of the Court of Appeal. She's going to call all respective appellants' attorneys, so there'll be 4 calls made. They're going to task into the single judge who will give the judgment. There are 3 judges on this appeal, but 1 will be giving the judgment. The judgment in its entirety will be, we suspect, like literally hundreds of pages. That is why we're just going to get a summary.
Meanwhile, in Kartel's hometown of Waterford in Portmore St. Catherine, anxiety.
But me know what you not try to already.
Don't try over there, so
But appeal court president Dennis Morrison would sink their spirits, rejecting the appeal by Kartel, Sean Storm, Kahira Jones, and Andre St. John.
The result of the appeal is as follows. Appeal of Mr. Campbell, Palmer, Jones, and St. John against their respective convictions are all dismissed, and the conviction is confirmed.
In layman's term, the conviction is upheld.
They have lost their appeal to the Jamaican Court of Appeal. All four have lost their appeals to the Jamaican Court of Appeal.
Personally and professionally, I can tell you, my view, I was not in the trial. Remember that, I did not do the trial, it was Mr. Finson. But when I read the transcripts, which were 10 volumes, it was my view that he did not get a fair trial. So we are confident in that, and we will be pursuing that.
We're very sad. We're being honest about this. We're disappointed.
Continue.
Empire to the world, right? Empire world. Right?
Not nice. Not no.
Not nice to the world. So, Sean Star, Black Rider, nobody.
Who that there?
We go down pan we knee and we pray. If we eye water now fall in vain, me picnic never do it nothing. Me picnic never do it nothing. Me say, him a go there, the water now go in vain. He hold up the top take where the man can tie up them and come run down me picnic and kill him. He say, nah, blood clot prison cancer go kill him in there. He might go stand there. And Privy Council now let him go neither. Me when he done he now go have $1 left. Me eye water now go in vain. The 1st of February. Every 1st of February, me remember me boy birthday, the 20th of August. Vybz Kartel now come out, me no business. Who want come look for me now can come. In now blood clot come out, but and they are dead.
Yeah, man, and then I said this is 7-star General Eddie the trillionaire record, young boss. I'm there with Mama Teresa, the lady of the century, the real big woman. Yeah. Love her pitney them, not only her pitney, you know, her pitney them, Vybz Kartel mother. Right. You know, the Deetra Palmer mother. Yeah, defending to the bone. Yeah, and she defend her son, and people, trust me, I've talked with her before even the interview, and the woman full of passion, the woman full of love, trust me, people, if they get to know that woman in person, trust me. So, Mama, where's that going now? With Kartel case now, and everybody has a Kartel innocent, but make the people know why you're talking for the situation.
Well, my talk is that my son innocent. And my son need to be free. My son shouldn't even get a day in a jail. The fair man be wanted by police and people. Even him want sister and our man and everybody. So my son need to come on road now and free. Yeah, so I need enough to free up Kartel now. You find now.
Yeah, because you know some matters, you do a pint there now. Lizard is indeed a wanted man, or wanted by both the police and wanted by other community members.
Yes, and
the shooting and killing.
Yeah.
And even more family.
And them know that too.
So if Kartel had killed Lizard, no, you know, wouldn't you find Lizard mother would have come out and say, yo, you killed my pitney? Or Lizard sister that would have come out.
We go, we pray. If we eye water now fall in vain, me picnic never do it nothing. Me picnic never do it nothing. Me say, him a go there, the water now go in vain. He hold up the top take where the man can tie up them and come run down me picnic and kill him. He say, nah, blood clot prison cancer go kill him in there. He might go stand there. And Privy Council now let him go neither. Me when he done he now go have $1 left. Me eye water now go in vain. The 1st of February. Every 1st of February, me remember me boy birthday, the 20th of August. Vybz Kartel now come out, me no business. Who want come look for me now can come. In now blood clot come out, but and they are dead. In the same way, me can't feel it, mama go feel it too. And she never go look about him when the pooper say look about him, he only push them and lick their head on the concrete post. And when the pooper say something wrong with him, go she say, if he left him, not do him. And she come on national TV, the day up and come talk about she send up prayers and blessing come down. Him blessing run out. Him blessings run out.
Treat Pink Eye with polysporin and
Family of Clive Lizard Williams says they are satisfied with the Kartel appeal verdict. The man dancehall star Vybz Kartel is convicted of murdering, has expressed satisfaction at last week's dismissal of the entertainer's appeal against his conviction. A three-member panel of the Court of Appeal, headed by President Dennis Morrison, rejected the appeal by Kartel and his three co-convicts on Friday the 3rd of April. A release issued by Williams' family reads as follows. The family of Clive Lizard Williams would like to thank all well-thinking Jamaicans for their support over the past few years. We are pleased with the outcome of the verdict from the court, while we continue to grieve the loss of our brother, son, uncle. We would like to state unequivocally that the voice note that is being circulated in social media is not that of Lizard's mother. That behavior is totally out of character for our mom, and she does not use that language. In addition, Clive was born in April and would have turned 36 on the 11th of this month. He was not born in August, as stated in the voice note. It should also be highlighted that whomever the voice note is referring to was allegedly killed in February. Clive was murdered in August. While the sender did not claim to be Lizard's mother, social media bloggers looking for fame and likes have twisted it that way. We truly empathize with the sender if they have in fact lost a loved one, but ask that they contact the authorities if they wish to share their experience. The family of Clive Lizard Williams asks for privacy during this time. We prepared this statement for the sole purpose of clearing up the misinformation being published. Thank you.
Teach them! Hey, yo!
We go down pan we knee and we pray. If we eye water now fall in vain, me picnic never do him nothing. Me picnic never do him nothing. Me say, him a go there, the water now go in vain. He hold up the top take where the man can tie up them and come run down me picnic and kill him. He say, nah, blood clot prison cancer go kill him in there. He ma go stand there. And Privy Council now let him go neither. Me when he done he now go had $1 left. Me eye water now go in vain. The first February. Every 1st of February, me remember me boy birthday, the 20th of August. Vybz Kartel now come out, me no business.
Sure, man, there, cause some joke blood clotting, some man, there, you know. Big joke thing, you know. You see me agree with. That's your man. That's your man, blood.
Hombre, they know it's a blood clot Lizard and we. I will call my phone today and tell me, say, them can't find the two blood clot new shoes and when me give them dog. So them lock them in our house. Side of all feet to a bill up dog in a blood clot house and like 2 shoes and can't find my bum buckler shoes, Virgin. And I come tell me, fuck your mates dog. Me just tell them, say, make sure me get my shoes by 8 o'clock in a bad man. In a car. I hear you get I think I tell my dog say with you me I hear reason about the said fucking thing. But as I tell you hombre, the man where them give the blood clot shoes like dog, if 8 o'clock come and I get my shoes are the same fucking thing dog. So if them want them friends to live, them better get my blood clot shoes. Yeah, more time I level of follow up certain science thing in the dog. When you know say a girl tell me she call a woman. And the woman can tell her instantly, say,
the boy we go country where they move the shoes for sell them, move the shoes them for sell them, you know, dog. And so me I match back and I say where they when I go country is a portion of man. Is a portion of man forward, you know, dog. So me even know which man bedging. And me I tell the dog, yo, batty boy, them I tell me so them can't find two of my shoes, you know, dog. I kill one of them, you know, me give them till 8 o'clock to get one bum buckler shoes. As a dead blood clot, man. That, you know.
My man, hear me I say. You know, I ask you, for the program with Silver, because here, them things they're not supposed to be on a Silver government, you know. Silver supposed to keep check on them things there at all times and make sure say them in them eyesight, you know. You understand what I deal? And before me I left, you know, I don't do that.
Money makes the world go round. Crypto makes the world go forward.
Soon found out.
I'm more like in them shoes at the moment still, but those wish him all the best.
I eat KFC, I'm tired for eat. Right now I'm fasting for Kartel. I'm nice up dancehall.
Some more dancehall artists not out there, I set the thing, you know, can listen to them too.
No, him say, Gaza, Empire. If I'm not doing road, I just still support him. Gaza will say same way, straight. Nah, let him down.
I'm supposed to be nervous because a man like that shooting at them thing there.
What you mean?
When I say him should have be like a Shaggy and them man there. When I mean like him should have donate some money to for the children and to charity and thing.
March 13, D-Day for dancehall's most controversial, if not biggest star. Police blaming media for the crowd getting out of control.
Did you imagine the Vybz Kartel fans were going to overrun the Supreme Court?
Well, I'm not talking about the fans or what is happening in the Supreme Court, but we do know, and I'm not making any mention of any particular issue in the Supreme Court either, but we have had issues here at the Supreme Court already that was not properly handled in the past, and we decided after we learn from our mistakes and take proactive measures. So
that's the Zeke's case.
I'm not talking about any particular case.
The arrival of Busta Rhymes and Junior Reid provoking a stampede by Kartel fans. Busta beeps a retreat. Both entertainers denied access to the court. Inside, Judge Lennox Campbell surprising almost everyone by sending out the jurors to consider their verdict at minutes to 4 p.m. Unheard of, whispered shocked lawyers. The jury taking just under 2 hours to file back into the courtroom.
Made to play, not to skip.
888, made to play.
Well, make or break day in court this week for dancehall music star Vybz Kartel.
His legal team is set to appeal his murder conviction to the United Kingdom Privy Council, the final court of appeal for many Commonwealth nations.
All right, Fox 5's Lisa Evers spoke with Kartel's attorney and joins us now with more on how he plans to make his case. Lisa.
Well, Stephen, Natasha, the stakes could not be higher for incarcerated Jamaican dancehall star Vybz Kartel. He's been behind bars for more than a decade on a murder he claims he did not commit. This week, the highest court in the UK is considering whether he stays locked down for life or goes free. After a lengthy process, the Privy Council in London is taking on the appeal of Adidja Palmer, better known as international music star Vybz Kartel, and his 3 co-defendants. They've been behind bars since 2011 for the murder of Clive Lizard Williams and were convicted in 2014. Since then, they've claimed they did not do it and that they were found guilty under a flawed prosecution.
The Court of Appeal in Jamaica, they prepared 3 particular questions for the board to consider. It concerns the telecommunications evidence, jury management issues and an additional one for jury retirement.
We exclusively reported some of the findings of a British forensic expert that reviewed the case, and they raised serious questions about phone evidence.
But I want to have this discussion. Therapy. To leading, you know. If forget. Forgive. No. You have the power. I can see you have the power. I know what kind of power you have about it now. Mr. Kane, me, just a regular girl will love make people laugh. It's not a matter of having a touch. If you notice, if you really notice, the cases that are not coming to you too, are not coming to you even too. Oh, back up for going. Back up for going. All right. Yeah, man. One is about you, man. What? Really? I haven't seen about it. If I convince them, you know, you're not even to lunch and you tell me. No, I can't leave there. Okay. Somebody's supposed to come drop out something for me. Okay. Go ahead. If I convince them to release these men, I'm not going to say to them that you asked me to do so or anything like that. What is in it for me? The pen? You have a pen in here? No. You need to have a pen? Sure. In terms of? You just said it. You consider me to talk to me. Okay. Right? We're having a conversation. Okay, ask me again. And I put my pen because we're not putting on in writing. $500. $500. When you're not in $500 from the pen, and you always say you're not having money. Yeah, I always say yes. True. You always say money. True. 500,000. So that would, if it's a case where when will that be paid off? Following day, leave. Around with me, no? Right away. You get it right away. Where are you going to get it from to give it to me right away? The 2 days, 24 hours, yeah. 24 hours. Mr. Kane, not clear me, you know? I never did that before, I know. Where you live, Mr. Kane? Where I live? Yes. I'm going to let you know. Okay. I'll let you know. Not clear with me, you know? I never did that yet. That's why I don't know what I'm talking. If I convince these people to release these men on your account, I give you $500,000. You give me $500,000. Trust me. All right. Baba deal? All right.
Welcome to Grand Mondial Casino.
bigger than Biggie, Tupac, and Jay-Z combined in Jamaica and known all over the world. Well, now recording artist Vybz Kartel is in the fight for his life and for his freedom.
All right, Lisa Evers here now with the exclusive interview with his lawyer in Kingston, Jamaica. Lisa.
Well, Stephen Laurie, he is known as the king of the dance hall, a music superstar with millions of fans worldwide. But for nearly a decade, Vybz Kartel has been behind bars on a murder conviction, a crime he insists he did not commit. Now, in an exclusive interview, his attorney, Isop Buchanan, tells me there's new evidence of foul play and fake phone messages that could throw out his conviction and set Kartel free. So he's taking the case to London in a high-stakes appeal. Artist Vybz Kartel, whose legal name is Adidja Palmer, is much more than a performer and prolific creator. He's an influential cultural icon, the epitome of the self-made man from the streets who succeeded despite the odds. Now facing a life sentence on a murder conviction, he's in the battle of a lifetime, his last chance at freedom.
Looking at the evidence, this case was about getting Vybz Kartel in prison and leaving him there.
Human rights attorney Isop Buchanan tells me that much of Kartel's 2014 murder conviction, along with 3 co-defendants, was based on questionable evidence from a BlackBerry Torch cell phone with a SIM card.
What was put before the jury was evidence that we do not know if it is authentic. But certainly what we do now know is that there was tampering of that cell phone.
Vybz Kartel's attorney says that evaluation came from a court-authorized British digital expert flown in from the UK. He believes that, along with what he says are violations of Kartel's constitutional rights, earned him the chance to appeal the conviction to the UK's Privy Council, similar in power to the United States Supreme Court.
Our hope is that the Privy Council, in reviewing the evidence, including the fresh evidence that will be put before them, would come to the conclusion that everyone has looked at the case or is certainly have access to the material, would find that the conviction is unsafe and cannot stand.
Attorney Buchanan says the Privy Council has several options, but he's scenario for the imprisoned dancehall king.
We're looking for a complete overturn of the conviction and naturally for Mr. Palmer and his co-defendants to be free.
Now, Attorney Buchanan says he plans to file what's called a fresh evidence application to the Privy Council within
FanDuel Casino's exclusive live dealer studio.
Story that you'll only see on Fox 5. New concerns over the health and well-being of Vybz Kartel.
That's right. We're learning that the king of dancehall is in ailing health. Fox 5's Lisa Evers spoke to his attorney and his family today. Lisa, what you're hearing is not good. What's the deal?
No, it is not, Stephen. Natasha's international music superstar Vybz Kartel continues his fight for freedom in the courts. He's facing an urgent new challenge, his health and very survival. I obtained a sworn medical affidavit where his private doctor notified authorities that his Graves' disease and heart condition are getting worse, and that if he does not get surgery soon, he could die.
For years, Fox 5 has been following the case of Vybz Kartel. Tonight, the king of dancehall is revealing he's met the queen of his heart.
Fox 5's Lisa Evers has an interview you won't see anywhere else.
This is a new twist no one saw coming in the saga of music legend Vybz Kartel. He continues to fight for his freedom behind the walls of a Jamaican prison. Now he's found love and is focused on the future and a fresh start. But will he get the chance?
Millions
Millions of fans of international superstar Vybz Kartel, from Jamaica to the UK, from Africa to the United States and beyond, are watching closely what happens next to the imprisoned entertainer. By the end of 2022, he's likely to learn whether he will be a free man or spend the rest of his life in prison. Just last year, I spoke with Vybz Kartel in this exclusive jailhouse interview. You say you're in a better place mentally than that hard to believe.
Yeah, but for a few years, so definitely I'm recovering physically, but mentally I've always been in a good place because I know I'm innocent and I know I'm coming out.
Kartel, whose real name is Adidja Palmer, has even more of a reason to hope the United Kingdom's highest court overturns his murder conviction. Her name is Sidem Ozturk. The couple confirmed to us they got engaged during the summer of 2022 during an authorized prison visit. Sidem has never spoken publicly until now. Did he actually propose to you? Did he have a song to propose to you? I mean, can you share some of that with us?
So how it happened is we were just calling each other hubby and wifey, and he was just like, well, heading towards marriage, so calling you wifey or you calling me hubby is not serious enough. So he was like, you're my fiance, we're going to get married.
Sidem tells me she studied psychology and was employed in London as a social worker, helping vulnerable adults and children. She left it all behind to move to Kingston to be closer to the love of her life. She's the muse for his new EP, True Religion.
He's smart. I love his heart. He's got an amazing heart, and it's so giving, it's so loving, and I like to call him my angel. So he's an angel in my life, and I can't deny the way he makes me feel and how happy he makes me feel. So to actually be here in Jamaica, engaged to Addy, it's a dream come true. I still haven't processed it properly in my head. I'm still, it's amazing. I don't even know how to describe how I feel. That's how good it feels.
Sidem began corresponding with Kartel in 2015, but did not have a chance to meet him until she traveled to Jamaica in 2019. These photos are from family visiting days at the prison. With Kartel in his second decade behind bars, it's been no ordinary courtship.
It does cause some, difficulties. Obviously, I can't see him every time I want to see him, or I can't talk to him every time I want to talk to him. But when you know what you want and you know where your heart is at, it's not that difficult. So I'm willing to wait.
She says despite his fact they cannot hold hands or have physical contact.
Check out the channel. Please, may I ask you to subscribe, click it. Bless up every year, February, and we're doing a Vybz Kartel lawyer. This way I deal with him cases. He pre Vybz Kartel main lawyer. And you hear it right there, so them say, yo, the G get suspended for 2 years, meaning say him get suspended from every case. Him can't do no case. Him can't do nothing with no lawyer business until 2 years. So you know, say that about 2025 or, you understand? Attorney at law Isaac Buchanan was today on a 2-year suspension by the disciplinary panel of the General Legal Counsel, GLC, after he was found guilty of professional misconduct for offensive comment he directed at the Jamaica Chief Prosecutor Paula. More detail coming soon. So right here, so people on hear why Isaac getting 2-year suspension. They must say some comments they make about Paul and all of them thing there, and that's a while now, people, and you don't know, a man just said that make a free speech.
the 13th of March 2014, following a 64-day jury trial in the Home Circuit.
Get 2 times the decongestant with Tylenol.
Not a person to police, but I swear to say something like this to what we don't know.
I wouldn't no warrant.
I wouldn't no warrant. I know we don't get no warrant. And then Anthony and Maggie.
What is your name, Miss?
Miss Johnson, Tanisha Johnson.
Let me explain something to you. Let me explain something to you.
Yeah.
Them not.
I really explain what took place this morning. So I'm sure live. So this morning, I got up and ordered breakfast at a restaurant called Cafe Express. I've seen Ocho at the Taj Mahal Plaza. Anybody at Ochi, anybody who live at Ochi know the plaza, you see. This morning, after my arrival at the restaurant, I was looking for a parking space and couldn't find any. Bear in mind, this is my first time at the restaurant and me never know where it is. So I was looking for a parking, and while parking, 2 security guards ran down on me with guns, threatening me, asking me what the reason for my day. I said, Ray, bugger thing. Till it all lead to the point where they must start disrespect me. I talk about suck father, Ray, bugger thing. So me I say, yo, or the first me I see this. Them I come talk about I pull up in a Benz, in a dark Benz, I spin around parking lot. I look for parking and this and that on some intimidation thing. So they even make that face me. So I walk upstairs, I try to look for the restaurant, see me. And then these 2 security guards, I don't even know if I security for the plaza or anything, because they're never in a uniform or anything. But they kept on following me, threatening me about how they might go shoot me in the face, Ray, this and that. So this morning, when everybody saw me on the live acting the way I was acting, that was the reason. So I just want to make it public, say I'm being targeted when I go outside in public. You see me? That's the reason why I came on live to address this situation. Everybody was texting me, asking me if I'm good, I'm gov and everything gov, but may I make it known publicly, say I'm being threatened, I'm being harassed by the public for no reason. Don't know what the reason is, but yeah, that was the reason. So everybody on the live, gov and say I'm there. You see me? But yeah, one UTG, make sure to share up the live. not really.
Another person to police, but that's church. This is something like this. What we don't know. I will no warrant. I know we don't get no warrant. And then Anthony and Mommy.
What is your name, Miss?
Miss Johnson, Tanisha Johnson.
I'll explain something to you. Let me explain something to you.
Yeah, them not arrest for true. Them not arrest. Yeah, but where is the warrant? No, them open the door downstairs. Me hear it. Me not there. Me hear the door downstairs. Phone. That's why I'm come out. Cause I never come now. Me open the door, but I only open the door downstairs. Me alert till and go down there. Nobody never knock the door never open. Me hear one in the movie, so I'm not deaf. That's why I'm come outside. Nobody knock on the door.
Welcome, viewers. Welcome back to the channel. So early this morning, police forces kicked on Vybz Kartel, baby mother, door me people and going brawling. Right now, I feel all of this come off of the whole security guard business we go on Sunday on my people because you know, say, look at it did come live and I rush up the security guard and I say, yo, anyhow, him did touch him and them things you don't know, so him would have just lay him down flat right there. So as me say, my people, police, they like the police, them should have to do because I know them can't show no warrant fee basically to search the premises, but they must search the premises. I don't know if an illegal gun they look for, or they look for something for literally try to lock up on a Vybz Kartel son or shorty. But as far as me say, my people, this not does happen. So police now come to search down people house, some people. As me say, I feel like see the whole of this incident I come off of what happened Sunday with look at them people because you know say security guard, him say the security guard body him up on them things there. And me think
Who want come look for me now can come in now.
It's odd how in an
Teenage in terms of lyrics and style.
And no.
Big up Pearl Boss.
His fate and that of 3 others sent to prison for the same crime still likely to make headlines here and abroad over the coming weeks. Know that the Privy Council Thursday threw the world boss a lifeline in his ongoing battle to beat his 2014 murder conviction. It literally kicked the ball back into our court, but not before setting aside the DJ's conviction. The Privy Council, Kartel's only hope since the Court of Appeal here rejected an earlier attempt to free him.
The Judicial Committee of the Privy Council has unanimously concluded that the appeals should be allowed.
So, what's likely now? Another lengthy, costly and tricky retrial of a popular, if controversial dancehall hero? Or will the justice establishment, which is sure to be embarrassed by Thursday's ruling, cut its losses and let him walk? In downtown Kingston, Kartel true believers already guessing game over. Others not so sure.
Why does him get to England? Why he get sticky? Sticky bad.
He's a diehard fan is not really the point, you know, because it don't make no sense. You're a diehard that you don't speak the truth. Because you have to call a spade, whatever it may.
You know, so when you come back a bat up and catch, you know. You see it? Yeah, man, you don't know who's a youth to charge murder and them thing there. And know the system, you see it? Free real boss! That was sad, that we know about the country I got to rain. I be a Obi and all kind of thing around the country now. We need Vybz Kartel. Dancehall, I mean everything. The woman them need him, dancehall need him, reggae need him. You see it? Because the thing I got away. Them are talk about Vybz Kartel. Look how the youth them are going now.
When it does come back to Jamaica, what are the chances you think of him getting out?
It should be 99.999. And I rest my case.
the law states if there's a reason of a doubt in the case, then you should be set free.
I'm going to come a road. Me know that. I'm winning your court. I'm going to come a road. But just think them sure let him go and done. But I go through that again. It should.
They got me feeling like 13 or so years, he's still got 20 more to go, theoretically. They exhausted all the appeals in Jamaica. They went to the highest court. I have to, give you a little bit of context of why this is a big deal and why Jamaicans actually feel encouraged by even this ruling, because the context does matter. At the point of Vybz Kartel's arrest, he was the most powerful man in Jamaica in terms of influence. Musically, he dominated. He influenced fashion just like how Kanye does it over here. He influenced even politics. He influenced how people thought. He influenced what people were even down to do or be open about, even a society as closed off sometimes like Jamaica with taboo things. Like, he's one of the first people that came out and said, fuck it. I don't know about y'all, but I'm getting some head out here. Oral sex was always taboo in Jamaica for a very long time. Now it's pretty commonplace, right? That's kind of the showcase's power, but that's only on the influence and societal aspect. Again, there's a whole list of like political influences he's had too, but he's also been allegedly one of the most dangerous men that came from the island. Police have claimed that he's been responsible for ordering over 100 murders. He's been linked to one of the biggest and most violent gangs, the Klansmen. And yeah, he's a very interesting figure. Someone who could, again, when it comes to countries like Jamaica, a person like this, he's good if you have him under your pocket where he'll do what you want. If he's running around thinking he's the guy, at some point you either got to incarcerate him or get him the fuck on out of here. Anyway, they did convict him of that murder, I believe in like 2013 or so, or 2014. And when they did convict him of the murder, he appealed a bunch of times, and the highest court in Jamaica said no. The way it works in Jamaica is that Jamaica is still a colony of the United Kingdom. So
the Trans-Canada Trail connects 3 oceans. There are 24,000 kilometers of trails, and I'm going to...
That your client is now not convicted. That's not on his name.
It's like facing a hard examination and you hear that you passed with flying colors. Not all. Yes, go ahead.
Where does this case rank among those others that you have commissioned over in the past?
Well, this is the longest criminal trial, jury trial in the history of Jamaica. It was also in the Court of Appeal. We filed 135 pages of arguments, which was rejected by the Court of Appeal. It's the most voluminous case that I've ever done. It's the most popular case that I've ever done. And it has come to when I'm leaving the career, but I'll hang on because my inherited person, she will move on and she's got the brains. filed 135 pages of arguments in the Jamaican Court of Appeal, but we didn't succeed there.
Is this an embarrassment for the Court of Appeal?
No, I mean, courts will make these mistakes. Courts will also do things which another court will review. No, intellectuals don't always agree. It's a disappointment to me that they didn't allow the appeal, but it's not a shame on our court. The court has brilliant judges. It's just that this time they got it wrong.
This time they got it wrong.
This time
do you hope that they'll get it right the next time? Do you foresee that?
No comment.
Well, the cost of mounting a retrial, that be factored in.
Cost for whom?
Well, for the government.
For the government, yes, the state has its apparatus well oiled and ready to go after him again, I figure. But I repeat that the cause of this appeal was because a state agency came in and encouraged the judge to continue the trial with the juror who was trying to bribe the others, and he has since been convicted. This is an offshoot of this case. That ought not to have happened. No lawyer should be encouraging a judge to continue a case where one juror is alleged to be doing that misconduct. And I wanted to salute Pierre Rogers, who represented the accused and was in chambers. He represented one of the accused. The very point that Pierre Rogers raised, that there'd be an overcompensation by the jurors if the judge did not stop the case, is the very words of the Privy Council today. So I want to salute.
Kartel juror sentenced to 12 months at hard labor.
Livingston Kane, the juror in the Vybz Kartel murder trial who was convicted of trying to bribe fellow jurors to influence the outcome of the case, has been sentenced to 12 months imprisonment at hard labor. The sentence was handed down in the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court on Thursday by Parish Judge Maxine Ellis. Having been locked up since he was found guilty on December 13 of perverting the course of justice by offering $500,000 to the jury foreman to influence other jurors to return a not guilty verdict against Kartel, Kane will serve another 9 months behind bars. Despite his efforts, Kartel and 3 co-accused, fellow entertainer Sean Storm Campbell, Kahiro Jones, and Andre St. John, were found guilty of the murder of Clive Lizard Williams at a house owned by Kartel in Havendale, St. Andrew. The murder took place in August 2011. In handing down the sentence, Ellis told Kane that she considered his charge to be a serious matter and said the case was a matter of public interest.